Hey, how's it going, everyone? I know the title of this video is going to get a lot of you to be alarmed, or at the very least be curious about what it is that I'm talking about, because when it's the end of something, I feel like a lot of people are intrigued by that more than what comes before that. I saw that with Blazing especially. A lot of the content there at the end of Blazing wasn't doing that well, and a lot of people weren't enjoying the game that much, but when it came to the actual end of it, a lot of people, even people that moved away from it, definitely came back to either pay respect or just see what's going on. And yeah, it's a very intriguing kind of topic, I guess. But I do want to specify that I'm not quitting YouTube, I'm just quitting Ninja Tribes and a lot of gacha games just in general, mostly because I'm just not enjoying them anymore. And I really don't think it's the fault of Ninja Tribes in particular. Really a miracle that I've stuck around with gacha games as long as I have, because it's not a type of genre that I would be invested in normally, outside of the fact that it was Naruto Blazing. Now, Naruto Blazing was a very special case. I think it was the most free-to-play game I've ever played as far as the gacha genre goes, because I was able to make videos on it for almost 3 years continuously as a free-to-play player, and that was a miracle in its own. I don't see myself doing that in the future, and that's really why I want to move away from it. You can be a free-to-play player in a lot of games, but being a content creator and being free-to-play is a completely different story. You just aren't going to have the same traction as someone who spends money on the game, because it comes down to RNG, having the materials and the resources that you're just not going to have as much of. And as a content creator, I don't want my content based around luck. Am I going to pull this unit? Am I going to have these amount of resources? And I don't really want it to be based on that. I want to be able to make whatever I want, not be limited by RNG or just whatever. So I don't really like that aspect, and it really comes down to just me personally. Like Ninja Tribes, I don't enjoy it anymore. I personally think it's pretty boring in a lot of ways after seeing what they did with First Anniversary and how it wasn't really going to change. It just wasn't for me, and I really don't enjoy it. But like I said, it's not even completely its fault. I'm just at a place where I don't like games like that. I've never been a fan of money in video games giving an advantage over someone else. And even though these games are free to play and you can have a free to play aspect, the fact that there's a possibility that someone who spends money can have an advantage over you, I just never feel like that should have been in video games in the first place. A lot of AAA games have this as well, even though it hasn't been as bad as it was about a couple years ago with like supply drops, things of that nature. But I just don't feel like that should have any place in video games whatsoever. So me personally, I just don't see myself staying in this genre if I don't agree with that type of stuff. But also, I just feel really weird with a lot of games nowadays. I feel like the reason that I'm so conflicted now is that as a content creator, I've always wanted to make videos that I enjoy and I have fun with, but I also, of course, I want people to enjoy it as well. It's not a matter of views or popularity, but obviously I want to feel like I have a purpose and that the things that I'm doing matter to other people. For worse or for better, YouTube is really the only thing that gives me purpose in my life, and that's mostly by choice. I love YouTube. I want it to be the thing that gives me purpose because it's something I enjoy so much, and I get to make other people's lives better in the process, which I feel like is not something that everybody can do. And it's something that I've definitely enjoyed a lot now, and as I've grown with it, it's definitely changed a lot from when I was younger and all I wanted to do was just make videos because it looks so cool to me, and playing these games for content, it just looks so cool. But I'm definitely in a different way of thinking nowadays. I feel like you can't just make content on anything. You have to do it in a consistent way, and it has to be something that people do enjoy. Again, I feel like Naruto Blazing was a weird case. It was the game that definitely made my channel grow, and it helped me reach a lot of my dreams that I'd always had for myself, and I am proud of myself for where I've gotten to. But even with everything that I have for myself now, a lot of the things that I've always wanted, whether it be my setup or just people that actually watch me even a little bit, I'm still more clueless now than I've ever been before. And I feel like that's a large part of just me personally. I don't really know what I enjoy nowadays, and I don't want this video to come off like I'm whining or complaining, but I feel like I need to say this because I really don't know how else to explain it. I feel like unless you're a content creator, you're really not gonna understand this. You try to explain it to people and they don't really get it, or they'll give you an answer that it doesn't really help, even though I know they're trying to. With gaming especially, like I want to make content on something that I enjoy, but I'm really not sure what that is right now. And of course everyone will say, do this, do what you enjoy, don't worry about it, just keep doing it. But it's not that simple. You have to do something consistently. It has to be one thing that you really enjoy and that other people are gonna enjoy. And of course I want to do something I love, but like I said, with the way that gaming is nowadays and how I feel towards it, I just don't know what it is I enjoy. And of course I do want to make gaming content, I don't want to make something else, but finding that game is so hard nowadays because the quality of them aren't as good as they used to be. But also I just don't know what it is that I would see myself enjoying. Like I said, when I was younger, I saw all these different games. I was like, oh, I want to make videos on that, I want to do it on this, but it's not that simple. I need to find something that I'm going to enjoy for a long period of time and that I'm not going to regret playing and making content on. Now with Blazing, I don't necessarily regret it. It was really fun and making content on it was amazing. Like I said, it helped me reach a lot of my dreams and it was just a really fun time. But I also am stuck with this really bad feeling now that after 2 to 3 years of that, I feel like I'm back at square one and I'm no better off than I was back then. And I feel like obviously that's my own fault for not adapting, and also it's not completely my fault. I don't want to be too hard on myself. Blazing was a really weird case because that was the only game I've ever played in my life that I can never play again. Every single game I've ever played from when I was a kid, my whole life, Halo 1, Modern Warfare 1, which was COD 4, I can still go back to this day and play those. Blazing's the only game in my life that I can never play again. It just shut down, it closed, and that's a product of how games are nowadays, with it being, you know, service based and updated based, and it sucks. So I feel like it wasn't entirely my fault. The biggest thing that I was gaining success from and that I was doing a good job from just disappeared from the face of the earth. So of course I'm gonna be stuck a little bit, but it still sucks, and it made me realize that I don't want to do this for another 2 or 3 years and end up feeling like I still haven't done anything. I don't want to feel this emptiness necessarily where I feel like I don't know what to do. And like I said, it's not exactly regret. I'm glad I made Blazing videos, but I want to do something that is going to be impactful and matter to other people. I don't want to go back to square one another 2 or 3 years from now. I want it to be meaningful, and I want to keep growing and being more successful for everyone else and just myself too. I want to feel proud of the content I'm making, and like I said, YouTube gives me purpose, so I don't want that purpose to go away, because right now I really just don't know what I want to make and what I want to do really as a content creator. Again, I'm not trying to come off as whiny or complainy. This is something that I have to figure out for myself. It's not something that anyone can give me an answer for, but I definitely think quitting this genre and moving to something else is just the right thing for me. I still want to make Storm 4 videos for right now. It is my favorite Naruto game of all time, and seeing as this channel is Naruto based, at least for right now, I don't know if I ever want to move away from that theme. I do love Naruto a lot, but it is really hard to kind of make content on Naruto nowadays. You can't really make videos talking about Naruto the series as much anymore because you get copyrighted for nearly everything. You can't even use Naruto music really anymore, so it's just a lot of that's a little rough to do. So I don't really know where I would fit in there. There's, like I said, not really any good Naruto games out except for Storm 4, which is 5 years old and not really anybody wants to watch. The reason I'm making a series on it is because I love it and because I'm finally able to, so that's why I'm doing that. But I just really don't know what else I would do for Naruto content. I have like a couple of ideas, but like I said, I'm really hesitant with what it is I want to do because I don't want to start something and then, like I said, down the line I don't want to be stuck again in this rut that I'm in right now where I don't know what to do. I don't want something to start and then to just fizzle out. I want something that's gonna work out and then I'm gonna be passionate about for a long time. And YouTube is that one side of that coin, but the other side is finding what it is I actually still care about nowadays. So I hope you all understand where it is I'm coming from. For those of you who aren't gonna really watch me as much anymore, I completely understand. And for those of you who even stuck around this long in the video, thank you so much. I feel like that I've had such a fun time so far on YouTube, and like I said, I'm never gonna quit. I've been a content creator for half a decade and I've wanted to be one for longer than that, almost twice as much as that, and it's been so much fun. I love YouTube and it's definitely what I want to do, regardless if right now things aren't as great for me, and even if they don't get better anytime soon, I'm gonna keep trying because I do genuinely 100% believe that if you care about something, you need to pursue it. That's something that people are gonna tell you that you shouldn't do or that they don't agree with, no matter how long it takes. You have to, because that's what your life is. It's what you want to do with it, and it's what gives you purpose. Like I said, I don't really regret everything. I'm proud of myself for where I've gotten to, but I'm not happy with where I'm at also because I want to keep going farther, and I just don't know what steps I need to take to get there yet. But I'm gonna keep trying. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm never gonna give up that. I just am in a little bit of a place right now where I'm conflicted with what it is I want to do to get there. But I hope that some of you stay there throughout the whole journey, because I appreciate you so much. But at the same time, I don't want you guys watching stuff that you don't enjoy. So if this is my last video that you ever see, then thank you so much for being there. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.